guys, welcome to my channel, Story Before Mondays. We have a Crystal here,
Hello.
my friend since like 4 years,
Like 4 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yes.
She actually has a podcast, Superior Podcast, and I will be a guest. So I'm excited to shoot this video. Basically, it's gonna be about Christianity in the modern world.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this and you're not a believer, you can definitely relate. So stay watching.
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes, I am ready. What is up? Welcome to a new episode of Superior Podcast. I am super excited today. I just want to say thank you for you that are listening every week. That you tune in, not every week, but every time a podcast is dropped, like an episode.
Let's go.
It's not every time, but every time I do drop it, you're here. So thank you so much. And today I have another one of my friends, and she's like amazing. But I just don't want to do the introduction. I want her to do it. How you doing, Monica?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Man, I'm just like, when I first started to do this video, or when you asked me to be in the podcast,
Yeah.
I was like super excited, and it made me look back to our friendship because we were friends first from McDonald's.
Yes.
And
but wait, don't you're getting ahead of yourself.
I am
First,
okay.
yeah.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, so first I want to ask you, I ask this to every one of my guests. For somebody that doesn't know us, they've never heard of us, and they're listening to this podcast,
Okay.
who is Monica Rodriguez?
Okay.
And just give me a little bit of your background, just a little bit of your, just very brief, where you come from, and just like a little bit of yourself.
Awesome. Well, if you get to know me and talk to me for 5 minutes, you're gonna be like, wow, this girl's life should be in a movie. Because damn, the Lord has not stopped. But hey, it's all the events that has happened in my life has brought me where I'm at today. So I'm super grateful. But basically, if you know me, I'm super optimistic. I'm very outgoing. I love people. I love serving. I love the Lord.
Yeah.
I'm Cuban. I was born in Miami my whole life. My dad actually, because of his job, I actually had to move to Mexico for 4 years. So I did some high school years in Mexico, and that definitely was a huge turn for my life because my mind expanded. I was like, wow, there's more than just Miami. Like, what? I made some friends there, went back to Miami, and then I did my senior year in Miami. Went to college, graduated my master's with HR. I work from home. It's literally the best. Work from home life is a blessed life for sure.
Oh, it better be I bet
It's so fire.
I know.
I can't even. Meant to be for sure. And then and so now I'm doing my YouTube video, serving at my church, loving on my family, my friends. But yeah, my life has been definitely a roller coaster in so many ways, and I feel like now I'm in a season of my life where it's just calm, and like some sun rays are coming out, and but yeah, it's definitely been a journey. But yeah, if you know me, I'm super optimistic and funny, and
that's very true.
yeah,
She has like the funniest things. She comes up with the funniest stories, the funniest things, and you're like, where do you go? Like,
what are you talking about? Where is this coming from?
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Monica, talk to me. Okay, let's break this down. Let's talk about our friendship, because I don't think no one knows this. Like, very few people know how we actually met.
Yeah.
And like, seeing us like right now, I can definitely say it was the Lord.
So
like,
crazy,
there was no other like possible way. So yeah, let's talk about that. So yeah, like, okay, let me tell you a little bit like my side, and then you tell your side. Like, my side is like, I came here back in 2017. Well, 16. So I finished high school in 2017, and I needed a job. But like, at that time, I didn't have my green card. I only had my parole. I had my work permit and everything. Like, I wasn't illegal or anything like that, but I just didn't have my green card.
Yeah.
So I needed a job, and I was desperate for anything, and something that was close to my house, because I didn't have a car, mind you. Like, I didn't have money. I didn't have nothing. I was like, I need something. So the McDonald's, the one that we both worked at, was right there in the corner of my house.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it was right there, so I could go walking like back and forth. And then I knew somebody from my church, because I started going to a church in Spanish. That's where like I accepted Jesus, my Lord and Savior, and everything. And then from there, I knew a lady that she worked there for years, so she knows everybody. She knows the general manager. She's like, oh, I can get you a job, but whatever they have. And I'm like, yeah, whatever they have, I'll take. And then she was like, yeah, I can get you a job. And then she called me like 2 days later. She was like, oh, I got you a job, but it's gonna have to be in the kitchen. And I'm like, not the kitchen. I'm like, not the kitchen. So I was like, yeah, whatever. At this point, I was like, whatever. So yeah, I accepted this job, and then I started working, and then I see all of you, and then you were the first person, because I think they told you to train me or something like that.
Yeah. For the cash register.
Yeah, so like cash register. Yeah, so like you are literally the first person I met. You were like so nice to me, and I remember you like standing in the front with the little seahorses, and like you're like, yeah. You remember?
Oh, I don't want to remember. But I remember.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so like then from that, like I wouldn't talk to you much because I didn't know anybody, and like I was super shy.
You were shy, yeah.
Yeah.
Really, you were more reserved. Yeah. Definitely more reserved than what you are now.
Yeah, definitely. Like it was just like, I don't want to say like I was reserved. It was just like I didn't know anybody, and when I don't know anybody, I'm very reserved. Like I don't go into the room like, hey, what's up, everybody? Like, you know how some people are like that. I'm more chill until I know you, and then like you get the other side of Crystal is like more outgoing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was it for me. How was it for you?
So my side was, I remember, actually, you know what's funny? I remember you sitting down and I think finding some paperwork.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna say
with
that.
the girl, Marisa.
Yes.
I think it was Marisa.
Shout out to Marisa, bro.
Marisa, yeah. And I remember that I think you didn't have a certain document to start working, but she did something there.
Yes.
So you can start, because I think she felt bad for you.
Yeah.
And you really wanted to start working.
Yes.
So I remember that, and then I do remember she told me, oh, you're gonna start training the new girl.
Oh, that's right. You know why she had to do that? Now that I remember, because I still didn't have my work permit.
Your work permit.
My work permit wasn't there.
Yes.
It was after. Then they told me, oh, you have to like right after you get it, you need to like bring it so we can put it in the system. And it's like, yeah, for sure. So literally, like, I want to say they took me like illegal, bro.
Yeah.
Like, not illegal because I had my social security, but I didn't have my work permit.
Yeah, and I think you don't need a work permit.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, that's fire.
That's how you start. That's how you start, bro.
Something had to happen.
Yeah.
But so then she told me that I was gonna start training you. And I remember I complimented your nails.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, I got them done like at this house, and I'm like, wow. And you're like, yeah, for $25 only. And I'm like, yeah, right, Miami, $25. And you introduced me to the girl. I have her in my contact, cheap nail lady.
No,
but you know who I'm talking
her?
about? Yes, she's the one by Country Walk.
Yeah.
To this day, I still sometimes go to her because she's still $25. Actually 30, but still.
You still go to her?
Sometimes I do because of you.
No way.
Yes, yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I remember you had your braids, your long braids.
No way, I didn't have braids.
No, I think you did.
No, bro, I didn't.
No?
I had what I had was very short hair because I cut it, and then sometimes I would leave my hair like curly, but it wasn't as curly as now because it was still very damaged. So it would curl, but like not really curl like that, like it is right now. So like I would go with that. Like I still have pictures, bro. And then there was some time like you only worked there for a little bit. Like you weren't working.
Yeah, I got fired.
You got.
I did. I was missing too much because I was not vacation. I had to go to Cuba. So my dad going back and forth. So in that
back and forth I didn't see you. And then there was one time I saw you. It was like, oh, Monica.
Yeah, you were like running down. Oh my god! By the time I came back,
exactly.
You're like, I'm gonna chain you now.
Bro, it was so funny, bro.
I know.
So yeah, that's how we met. And then once I got out of McDonald's, and then you got out of McDonald's, I never saw you ever again. We disconnected until I plug in, like I meet Gabby, which is
Miami Dade College.
That's right. I saw you again. Oh, didn't you remember that? So yeah, I saw you again at Miami Dade College, and then you told me you were doing the marketing thing that didn't work, and then you told me about this, what's it called, like Fiverr.
Oh yes. the selling website.
Yeah. You told me about it, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this girl, like I need to hang out with her more.
Yeah, she's very entrepreneur type.
And then after that, we actually like disconnected. I never saw you again.
Yeah.
Until I like this happened with Gabby. Like Gabby, if you listen to this, we love you. I know you will be listening to this. So
Gabby's my best friend, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So Gabby is Monica's best friend. So I met her where I work, and then from there she took me to a house like to do a worship night, and that's where I saw Monica again. Mm-hmm. So I was like, what is this chick doing here?
Yeah. We freaked out. I'm like, no way, is that Crystal? I was like trying to like remember where she was from, and then it clicked all of a sudden. I'm like, wow, like that's crazy that she's here right now.
Yes, and I was like, what are you doing here? And you're like, what do you mean? She's my best friend. I'm like, no, she's not. You're kidding.
And it was at my sister's house. I remember.
Yeah, that was your sister's house. Yeah, that was the first, like, very first time. I feel like that night changed my whole entire life. Like, I didn't know how much impact that night was gonna have in my life until now. Like,
because of those. I remember. Yeah, you were super grateful for everyone there.
Yes.
That you made like all these friends. Yes. I remember that.
Like, I didn't have any godly friends. Like, mind you, like my testimony. Then that's like another part. But, like, up until that moment, I didn't have any godly friends. Like, I would go to church and everything, and I have conviction in my heart, and I wanted to be Christian and serve the Lord more boldly so bad, but I just didn't have accountability. I didn't have friendships. And
that
like,
influence.
Yeah, I didn't have that influence. And low key, like the church I was at, everyone was like super old, and I couldn't connect with nobody. Like, and even the ones that were my age, they already had the little groups. So I was like the outsider. So like I didn't feel good about it, and like finding you guys was like literally the answer that I was praying for so long.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
amen to that. Yeah, no, I remember seeing you, and I remember we were in a bonfire that night that I met you.
I remember the bonfire.
And you were like, you were so cute. You were so like you are just like when you talk, you can hear like that innocence in you, like that, like
my mom tells me that.
Yeah, like that bubbly, and I love it. But I remember you were like, you guys have no idea how grateful I am for everyone here. And I was thinking like, oh my gosh, like what are the odds? Like I freaking knew this girl from McDonald's, and now she's here in my sister's house, being grateful for Otto. It's like, what is going on?
Bro, the Lord, literally.
But like, bro, let's talk about like how important it is to have your influence of people that share the same faith.
Yes. Like, I mean, that is, listen, if you're a Christian, newbie Christian, I don't know how many years Christian, because mind you, when I found you guys, I was already in my walk for, for like, I met you guys 2020 for like 3 years and nothing. So it just, that's what I'm like trying to say with this, like you don't have to be a newbie Christian to like listen to what I'm gonna say. Like yes, newbie Christian, yeah, you'll be perfect. But even if you haven't found, that's a better word. If you haven't found that group of people yet, I really encourage you to go actively pursue it. Like go where those people are at. Like I don't know, like if you're in university, looking at university, they have a Christian like community or group or something that you can join. At your local church, they have a youth group. I don't know, like if you don't feel good in the church that you are, like what happened to me, then go to a church that you actually feel like you belong and you feel good with like the people around. And I feel like you need to like, that is like essential for your Christian life, like community, accountability, people that are walking alongside you. Because if not, you're gonna miss the mark.
Yeah, like even in and it's so true, like in the group chat that we have a group chat. We just came back from an encounter retreat.
Yes.
And we all created a group chat, obviously, to, stay updated and just continue, like, walk with each other.
Right.
But, like, the feeling of people, of our friends typing in the group chat, like, about their, oh, hey, guys, I just
today
prayed.
happened this.
I just prayed, and I'm like, that fuels me up so much. Like that makes me it makes me feel not alone. You get me? Like I'm not a crazy one praying for this guy that I just met. Because sometimes it can feel lonely. Like you're like, am I weird? Like what? Or like is this like But no, like we're just working for God's kingdom.
Amen.
And it can happen at a church. It can happen at school. It doesn't always have to happen in a church.
Right. Exactly.
And so having a community of friends that are in the same faith can help you realize like, hey, like you're not alone. Like, because people in school, if you pray for someone, they're gonna be looking at you weird.
Yes. That's very true.
If you go in a restaurant and you say, "Hey, God bless you," God's with you, people are gonna be like, God who?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it can be really scary in the sense of like, whoa, am I a weirdo? But when you have your friends talking about, I prayed for this dude, I had this testimony. You know, it makes
I can do it too.
I can do it too. You know, and so it's like we're all working together. So yeah, I'm with you on like being grateful to have that influence of friends.
I mean, but you always had it, right? I mean, you always had like Gabby around, Evo, Ricky, and all these people. Like, how was that? Like,
well, so it's funny because obviously like God really put us together and living together because we all believed in God, right? But like we never really walked and had a relationship with Him, and it's so cute how we just like, it's so cute how we just gathered. We were learning together because like we were still living in the world together, and then we started gradually walking with the Lord together.
Right.
So
everything was like together.
Literally. And I always I've always hung out with Gabby and Ricky. Honestly, ever since I moved back to Miami from Mexico, they were like they're my best friends. Exactly. So I really didn't hang out with anyone else but them.
Right.
And then it just kind of went from there, and then our circle started expanding once we started going to church. We met all these other friends.
Yeah.
But I can say that comparing my, because worldly friends has nothing to do with like your love for them. Like your love for them still remains the same.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just a different type of influence in your life, and you can feel that shift.
Oh, absolutely,
of influence on you. You know,
if you're listening to this spot and like you're that person for like a Christian friend and you're like the non-Christian friend, know that they're not kind of like in a way distancing from you because they hate you.
Right.
It's just like, it's just the energy is different.
No, it's just different. These are life decisions.
Yes,
different
life choices are different.
Yeah.
And whether you want to like admit it or not, or like it or not, whoever you surround with, you become. Like you start thinking like them, you start talking like them. Like even right now, we're in the walk and we go surround ourselves for like with non-Christian people for like a whole month, and we're gonna start like getting influenced.
You'll feel it.
You'll feel it. You start thinking and talking and certain things that you don't say or you don't think. But it's just like you're surrounded by like that type of environment.
Yeah. No, and it's because definitely like, and when we say, because I feel like we're speaking Christianese, so like I want to make it more like Christianese. Yeah, I want to make it more like people can hear this and like kind of relate. So like when we say worldly, it's kind of more like going with your flesh desires, and I feel like that's kind of more broad, right?
More broad,
Flesh desires. So that means like, hey, like if you right now, if you're really pissed and you want to punch a wall, you're going with your flesh desires, right? You're like, I don't care, back at that, you know? So when we say like worldly desires, like we want to not live by that, that's what my relationship with God has been feeling like, where it's like I want to operate more in my spirit, in the Holy Spirit rather than my flesh desires, right? So when we say worldly people, that doesn't believe in Christ tend to usually listen to their own will and desire rather than God's will and desire, right?
Exactly.
So, I just wanted to break that down just in case
someone's
that's
like, perfect. That's perfect.
Just in case someone's like, what does that mean? Worldly? Like,
worldly,
what? Earthly?
What earthly? What
am I an alien? Is this up?
Oh my goodness. You're like, am I an alien? No, but you're right. You're very right. So I feel like influencing like your friends and like having that circle, you should be intentional with that, and like just like if you don't have that circle and you're a Christian and you want it so bad, go get it. Like be very intentional with like that, and that's something that I'm very grateful for. Like God really like, I was praying about it and I just didn't know how to go get that type of friends, and God brought me Gavi, and then through Gavi then everything just like happened. I started connecting Life Point, and then meeting you guys, meeting more people, then getting plugged in, then serving, then now like a leader, and like and then you start like from that little thing, from that little seed, grows this whole tree,
Literally.
like a tree with branches, and like starts like
so many connections have been made.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Absolutely.
it was definitely like
It was God
heaven
sent.
and speaking of connections.
What are we talking about? She's the one like telling me what we're gonna talk about because like I'm like Monica's just flow and she has all the ideas, so let's do it.
So you know, obviously there's connections that we make friendship wise, and then there's connections we make romanticizing.
Oh yes. Okay. Let's talk husband.
Let's just go straight to the point. Just say the word. Say the bad word.
Say the bad word. We're both singles. So
oh my gosh, you're like putting us out there.
Yeah, I'm literally putting us out there. If you know anybody, just kidding.
No, but just because you're single doesn't mean are you ready though.
Right.
Okay,
So let's talk about it. How has that been for you? Like that walk of like you trying to get that person, and like I think we both can relate in that point like where we had somebody and then now we don't, and we're trying to walk solo and like really prepare ourselves for marriage and know how precious and joyful it can be when it's within the parameters of like God. So let's talk about that.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, no, like let's have it like brief, like let's just
for sure, no. Definitely, I mean, at least for right now, the season that I'm in is like you need to heal.
Like I can say the same.
Because, you know, and it's so funny because it'll hit me sometimes. I'll be driving and I'm like, I don't think I really truly like love myself the way I should be so I can be prepared for marriage. You know, and I notice that because there'll be times where I'll be like, you know, kind of like double thinking of like what I say, what I wear, even probably sometimes like you crave that like man attention, you know, and it's like you gotta like you know my goal is I want to be in a place where it's like all my fulfillment comes from God, you know, and not come from like what you're wearing or how you talk or like, you know, like obviously those things matter, but like I want to be in a position where it's like the way I'm so loving is because I get my love from God. You know what I mean? So I think that's honestly like true healing, because when you bring that to your relationship, like you're no longer depending on that person for happiness and fulfillment. You're getting it from the source.
Yes.
You get me?
And it's beautiful when you guys like both the guy and the girl have the same exact mindset to know that like we don't get our fulfillment and our joy from ourselves, but we get it from God. So like that's so beautiful when we can come together and like instead of like always trying to fulfill our desires, like, oh, what do you want to do? Let's go to movies, which is great, but like how about like let's read the Bible, let's pray together, let's try to, you know, like that's beautiful, man. That's
and it lays a foundation
definitely
for your generations to come, because when your kids are seeing you pray when things are tough, that speaks volume, and that's what I want. Like a generation to be like, oh, like I saw my grandma do that, then I saw my mom do that, and it's like now, you know, like I just from hearing my grandma speak about the Lord, like has impacted me, you know, and so it's like my brother too. So it's like your circle of influence does have influence. Your close family does have influence on you.
Yes.
And absolutely. So I want to be a good like influence, you know, not for the sake of myself, but like for the sake of the family that I want to build. You know?
Yeah. Your legacy, your
legacy. Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely the goal is to build that family and foundation of God's truth.
That's
you know,
awesome.
and build these habits, and like I can't like just come into this relationship that whenever it's gonna come and just be like
and like
not healed yet, or not have my foundation built on, you know.
Talking about healing, let's talk about closing doors. You know, when you finish a relationship and like you're hurt and like you're going through that, like just closing that door for once, like for good. And then just walking away, because sometimes it's hard. Like you want to go back to that person because you associates like certain memories in your brain with that person.
Yes.
But you're not really missing the person. You're missing the memory that how it made you feel happy, loved, whatever it made you feel. You know. So like, but sometimes we tend to like, oh no, it's the person, and then try to go back to that person to like try to like leave up those moments or try to like, and then like you just know like, what am I doing? Like this is wrong. Like at least that's how it happened to me.
Yeah. Definitely, it's a battlefield in your mind.
Yeah,
it really is.
It
It's
really
such
is.
a battlefield because you can have that's happened to me. You've had these memories replay, and then you're like, Monica, step out of it. That's not true. Yeah, like that's not true. Like it wasn't that good. Okay, like it wasn't that good. It was, and honestly, it really also depends on your personality. So for me, I'm super overly optimistic. So I'm like
Overly optimistic.
Yeah, no,
You
it's
are,
true. I
you
really
are.
am. And sometimes it could be like a pinch in the butt because like these scenarios when they come to play, right? My faith starts building up. I'm like, oh my gosh, like maybe it can work out. Maybe he will change.
We will change. He will do this.
And I have faith. And all this stuff. And it's like, no, like the chapter's done. Yeah, the chapter's done. Chapter's closed. Like, so again, battlefield in your mind. Like having those scenarios playing. I'm actually in that season and being like, no, like that book has ended. The chapter has ended. Like
yes, and make it so clear in your mind and in your heart.
Yes.
That chapter is closed. Close the book.
Yeah.
And let it go and drop it and
Yeah.
keep on, like keep moving on with your life.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, and that takes time. That practice right there takes time. To talk to yourself like that takes time. That's why loving yourself, healing, it's all a time process.
Yes.
But luckily, you know, I think when you ask God, like, help me, what tends to happen, at least what I've noticed, is that He puts into your awareness of what's happened in your mind.
Right.
Like the whole Monica snap out of it, that's God telling you, like, He's helping you. He's helping you guide you, you know?
Snap out of it.
Yeah.
Move on. No.
So that's how I see God helping me, is like when I tend to be more aware of my thoughts and be like, yo, like this is not helping me in any way. So I need to like think about something else.
Think about something else.
Yeah. So
I love that.
So it's definitely you gotta when it comes to closed doors, make sure you shut them before you go to a new relationship.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's huge.
Yeah.
Like some people be having like 10 doors open and they keep opening more. Like, why don't you close the doors of other relationships? Because like that is so disrespectful, especially with somebody that you actually want to marry. You want to make sure those clothes are very, 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 very close.
Like locked.
Like throw away the key and like don't ever open that again in your whole life. Like you want to make sure that is very like set on stone. Like this person doesn't influence my feelings anymore. This person doesn't have any influence on me or my future or my thoughts or nothing. Like I'm good. I can see this person. Like the way I know I am healing is like I can see this person, or whether a picture, whether in person, because like whether you maybe you have those instances with like that person, and I'm good. Like I don't see you and like I don't feel anything. Like like I'm good. Like peace. You feel fine. Like you don't feel hate towards that person. You don't feel love towards that person. You don't feel resentment towards that person. You don't feel nothing but like I wish you good in life. And that's it. Like it's such a good feeling.
Yeah.
To be like, I don't feel anything for you. Like I'm good.
Yeah, or like you don't want to like even like I don't know, check up on them anymore.
Right.
Like that's when like truly, because for me I'm super chismosa.
Oh bro.
I'm very nosy. Sorry, I said the Spanish term. I'm very nosy. So I'm like like my mom, bro. Oh my gosh. We're gonna be hot and transparent over here.
Yes.
Like
Love
we're
it.
gonna be super. But my mom be like, oh my gosh, so she follows one of my ex-boyfriends and she'll be like, oh my god, so and so got a girlfriend. I'm like, oh my gosh, who? Let me see.
No.
And anyway, so then I was just like those little things, and obviously like respectfully you can tell your mom or your friend like, hey, like I don't want
your accountability partner.
I don't want to know and something like that. You get me? So like you can like to help you close that door.
Right. Hey, don't show me. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up. Like please.
Right.
You know?
But I feel like also like when you have that true because that was like a trigger for me. You know?
Yeah,
And not in a
know
way
your
like
triggers. Know your triggers.
yeah, know your triggers, like, and I was like, what the heck, you know? Like, again, it's all healing,
Yeah.
like, you know, it doesn't mean that you want to go back with the person. It's just like you just, you know, you gotta heal from that.
Yeah.
But that's when you know, right? That's when you know, and it's like you just fully like let go of that like desire of knowing what's going on, or even how you're saying like you don't feel anything or love or hate. You just feel at peace, right?
Right.
So it's like. It's honestly aligning your mind with your heart, right? Because your mind can know that it's not for you, but your heart is not in the same page.
Exactly.
So the whole goal of healing is to match these two.
Yeah.
It's to match the heart and the mind.
For real.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. That's so true. I never thought about it that way. That's alright.
And that's the battlefield right there.
And that's the battlefield right there. Like literally right there.
Yeah.
But
it's a process. Like you can't beat yourself over it, and you know God's with you no matter what. So that's my healing. But also at the same time, we praying for a future husband.
Yes, we are. Don't stop ever. Don't ever stop praying for your future husband.
And it feels so good. It feels hopeful.
Yeah, it feels very hopeful.
Yeah.
And now, like, I know God is listening to me, and like I know one day I'm gonna say, "Wow, God, like, literally what I prayed for, you gave me and more." You know, because like. I follow so many of like Christian influencers, if you can say, on Instagram, and they always say like, "Oh, I pray for my husband. I will write down the characteristic that I wanted him to have."
That's why I haven't done that yet.
Literally,
I haven't gone too far yet, but
I have.
What have you written?
I have. Obviously, I've written things that are like very personal to me, but I've also written things that are just like somebody that just lets me know by their fruit that they really love God. You know, somebody obviously, and like you can never let out the physical appearance of that person, because for me, like obviously not only for me, for everybody, the physical matters. Like that's the first thing you see, and then you actually get to meet that person, you're like, oh my goodness, beyond what I see, this is a beautiful person, this and this and that. But I want to like my husband, you know? So like for me, like I want somebody that's taller than me, which is hard because I am already a tall. Yeah, like I need somebody that's taller than me when I'm wearing heels. Ooh. So mind you, yeah, I'm very picky.
So what? So like 6'2"?
I want to say 6'2", 6'3". Okay. Yeah.
You gotta go for the NBA.
I know.
You gotta go to Miami Heat game.
Yeah, so like that. I also want somebody that I really like nice like beards. Like that's my weakness.
Gosh,
like really nice, like mainly like very manly, like weird. Like treated, you know, that looks like doesn't look patchy or nothing, it just looks like really nice. Oh my goodness. That's so attractive. Like I love that.
Yeah,
that's like one of the first things I see like immediately.
Yeah, because it's more it's like more masculine.
Yeah, it's very masculine. Yeah. Like I love it. I want that. I want a guy that looks like a man. I don't want a kid. I want a man.
Yep, amen. Preach it, girl.
Yeah. and don't get me wrong, there's some guys that they physically may look like more like the kid type, like their complexion of their bodies, like my like flaquito, skinny and stuff like that. But in here they're men, you know? But there's some, you know, I want somebody that, you know, that can represent me, bro. Like you know, if I wear heels and tremendo dress, bro, I pass for something like, whoa, you get me?
Yeah,
so like I want somebody that can represent me and be alongside me, like, you know?
Yeah. You cannot have somebody that just dresses regular.
Yeah.
It's not gonna fly with you.
That ain't gonna work for me.
No.
So like something like that. Obviously, like if I fell in love with somebody, it doesn't have any disqualification. Like it's not like I'm gonna be like it's gonna be a deal breaker. But for me, it's like it would be nice if that man has those like qualities and like. And yeah, like somebody that I can work out with, that likes to work out, because I love working out. Like, you're gonna go with me to the gym, you're gonna get lazy in the house, be like, oh, my love, baby, go, you go, I'm gonna take care.
I think that's so important. The same way that we want someone to focus on their spirit, your physical matters, bro. Because what happens when you're 40 years old? Like,
exactly.
We don't want a couch potato. Like, that's just straight up.
Exactly.
Like, we don't want you to be, you know, sitting on the couch, like, your stomach is all out. And I don't know. Like, I think it's attractive when a man, takes care of his soul as well, but also his physical.
Yes, that's very attractive.
Yeah, I think that's
and honestly, besides that, I don't care. Like any other quality, I don't care. well, nice teeth. Like, not super, like, they don't have to be super nice, but, like, decent, you know?
Yeah.
You know how people have, like, some, like,
Really messed up teeth.
really messed teeth? Like, that does not look attractive.
I
So
know.
mine has
Or
very,
yellow
like,
teeth, dude.
Yeah,
No, no,
like...
no. Like, teeth whitening right now costs $85. Like, get it together. Let's talk about how, now that we're on the subject of this, like, you know, men can easily go from, like, a 3 to a 7.
Oh,
They just don't try,
bro.
You can
That's
put,
right.
listen, you go to the mall, you buy a
Yeah.
nice outfit.
Yeah.
You put some cologne, you put some little gel in your hair.
Oh my
Bro,
goodness.
you can go from, like, a medium ugly to, like,
really nice.
really,
Like, really attractive.
yeah, like, you
Yeah.
know what? Like, he's okay to look at. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Especially if you smell good. But,
Hey,
bro,
ooh,
like,
if you smell good, that's it.
Cologne
Oh, that's something
is
else.
key.
You need to smell good. I love smelling cologne of like, that is like, that's like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feed off like men's cologne. I love it. I love wearing a nice cologne and be like, wow,
you
smell
know,
good.
I become more attracted to the guy.
Oh
They
yeah.
smell good.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Like,
yes. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, men, if
I
you're
smell-
watching this, like,
Please.
step it up. You have a good personality, but step it up physically.
Exactly. Oh, I love
Let
that.
the Lord help you there in that department. We're so mean.
Bro, no. We're speaking truth though.
No, we're being true. No.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not even being mean. It's actually being helpful.
It's actually being
because-
helpful.
and this can apply to women too.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah. Me with the gym clothes. I just got a gym. Like, no, I actually have perfume in my purse.
No,
just in
yeah,
case.
you smell good, baby.
No way.
Yeah, bro. You
Yeah?
smell, yeah, you're good.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, so like for you, like I told you my part, like
Mhm.
what's your like thing? Like how do you want a man to look? It doesn't have to be a deal breaker, but just your preference.
You know, I fall in love with personality a lot.
Me too. Oh no, like
That's a
you
problem.
can have all the qualities I just mentioned, and if your personality ain't right, if you don't make me laugh, if you don't make me feel
Yeah.
comfortable, heard, and loved, it's a no. Like 100%. It's
Yeah.
a no.
Yeah.
I've seen so many guys, and I see it time and time again
No,
that
dude.
they're a 10 physically, but their personality is a 3,
Literally.
and it makes them literally a 2.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
like
you get turned
disgusting.
off, yeah.
Like super turned off.
Yeah, because it's so I definitely don't have a type for sure. If you look at my past records, it's like
where's the pattern?
Yeah, there's no pattern. Yeah. So I don't have a type. Definitely. For looks wise though, yeah, for sure tallness is a must. Now, if you're like 2 inches taller than me, like let's say you're I don't know 5'9", 6", like.
That's fine.
Yeah, especially if you have a really nice personality and you make me laugh. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. You know, so the tallness is not
Like
really.
you have to make us laugh.
Oh,
Like if
yeah.
not, you ain't got a chance.
I love, humor to me is.
Oh, it's
number
everything.
one, yeah.
It's everything. But
So-
wait, I have to be like very specific what type of humor though, because I'm very picky with humors. It has to be a stupid humor. That's the one I laugh.
Oh, I know
Because you
that.
remember? Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, she
All of
knows that very well.
You're like goofy, like.
yeah, I'm super goofy. Like it's
Yeah.
the stupid stuff that make me laugh.
Yeah.
So like if you can do that, oh my goodness, that's it. Like
So the guy,
like,
there's
like that's it. Like
yeah,
I'm ready to get
their
married.
joke doesn't
Yeah.
have to be that strong. for
Yeah,
you.
no, it doesn't have to be that strong. It has to be like very stupid. Like that's how I laugh, literally. And if you can do like stupid stuff with me, I
Yeah.
love being goofy and silly.
Yes.
If you can do that and don't feel embarrassed to do that, that's it.
That's literally
That's
same.
literally it.
Like when
Yeah.
a guy can literally jump off your joke, like run off your joke.
Exactly.
My stomach, everything
Yeah,
starts
it's like
to rumble.
I
I was like, oh my god, like you know, like you're like making a
Yes.
joke and then they're like going along with it.
Yes. Oh,
my gosh, yes,
That's
it's
everything.
fire, dude. It's like it's like that best friend.
Yes, that best friend
vibe.
relationship.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
yeah.
it's like to me, it's
yeah.
definitely number one. Like that best friend vibe is number one to me. Best for physical appearance, yeah. I mean, definitely nice teeth. Honestly, like you can be really nice and awesome, but if you don't take care of your teeth.
Yeah, bro. Like, if I'm gonna kiss that mouth.
Exactly. That's what I see. Because your weight, honestly, like, we can work on that.
Yeah.
Weight,
No, yeah. You see, I did.
Yeah.
Your weight doesn't really matter to me.
Like, I don't care if you have a six-pack. I really don't care.
I mean, neither. You don't have to have a six-pack at all.
Yeah.
Not even close. Like, you can go to the gym and not look fit and not look like shredded or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. As long as you're going for your health, not your appearance, it's your health. Like, that's what I go for. I go for my health. Like a jog, something, move your body.
It's a journey, and honestly, I'm okay. Like, I'm in a spot where I'm like, God, like, is this your timing? Like, as long as it's gonna be the right person for me, not the perfect person, but the right person for me, for my personality, the way I was raised, the way you get me, like,
that's all you care about.
That's all, like, just someone that's just. Also, I imagine that you're missing puzzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like just waiting. Like, we'll see what's happening. So yeah.
They were both in that process, and I am pretty sure the Lord will come through. He always does.
Oh yeah,
at his perfect timing.
Especially if you have, you have patience, and
yes, I feel like patience and just like in the meantime, being in a relationship with God is like the best thing you can do.
Yeah, no, it really is.
When that relationship comes, you are more than ready. And then you worked already those traumas from your past, and you're able to be healthy in every single area of your life. Especially mentally.
Oh my gosh, can we talk about that for a second?
Yes, I think
mental health is so important.
Yeah, bro.
Can I talk about a story right now?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Okay, so I just got back from the gym. That's why I have my gym clothes on. But I was minding my own business, doing my bicep curls, and I had my worship music on. So your girl was pumped. Okay, like I was low key checking myself out in front of everybody, and I did not care. I was like, when I did this, I'm like, shoot, okay, it's growing. Let's do some more. So I'm here like pumped, whatever. And this guy was like, you look like you're about to knock someone out, right? And I was like, oh, I'm taking it as a compliment, like, thank you, bro, like, fire, whatever. I'm like, I think it's a worship music on because I'm like hella pumped,
right?
And whatever. And he just starts talking about himself or whatever, his friends, and then he's like, I wanted to go up to this girl, but I was really, really nervous. Like, I get nervous around girls. And when I went up to her, I just froze. And I was like, oh man. And then he's like, yeah, because of this. And he pulls out his phone, and it was because he pulls out his phone, and it's him as a child, really chubby. And he's like, the reason why I froze like that is because I was bullied as a kid. And all those name calling is still stuck with me today.
Oh wow.
And you can tell that he struggles because he like wasn't really like present. Like you can tell when someone's not really mentally there.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, wow. Like this, like, mental health is not talked about. What tends to happen, and it's just natural, I think, is because we're just probably used to it and blind to it, is that we see someone weird, we see someone awkward, and we just brush it off, and we're like, that kid's just weird and awkward. We don't realize, like, there's a reason why that guy is like no one's just weird for no reason.
Right.
No one's just awkward for no reason. That comes from something.
Wow.
And I can attest to this because, I mean, as you know, I had, somebody from my school that was really mentally bad. But not to say, like, again, like, same scenario, weird, awkward kid in class, and like he's went through so much. Like, we don't realize that personality comes from a trauma, bro. And we're just so like, he's just weird.
Yes.
He's just awkward.
Bro, and that is also, like, you just said that, and it just reminded me, like, it's so important to be ready for a relationship, but also when you're in a relationship and you're married with that person, to be parents. And make sure those at least 12 first years of your kid's life are filled with joy and happiness and goodness, because, bro, the majority of our trauma comes from those first, like, years of our age, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And then they carry on our whole entire life, bro. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's very rare that a trauma happened to you when you were, like, 19, 20, like, it can happen, but those traumas, they stay on, and then we don't know why we behave the way we behave. We don't know why we act the way we act. We say those things we think that way, to, like, pattern. It was because something from our past happened to us, especially when we were kids, and we just brushed it off, or our parents, and even sometimes it's our parents causing that trauma to us. We just didn't know it. And it's important, though.
Yeah.
It's important to be healthy yourself so you can then be a healthy person for your kid or the people around you or your spouse.
Yeah.
Like,
Having kids is not like a light responsibility.
bro,
Like, you gotta be present in their lives,
Yes.
because if you're not, let's say they had a good family, whatever, right? But like, you're not being present. Let's say you're working all the time, you give them all the toys, you give them all the clothes, but you're not present in their life. That also has a consequence.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're not seeing. Because who knows? Maybe the parents of the guy that told me that story about his childhood, maybe those parents didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, that's true.
And now he has to deal with all. He never wants to. I mean, I don't know. But you know, the parents could never have provided therapy. The parents could never really done anything about it, and so
he's just there.
he's just heard it there. You know, creeping people out because he was low-key
Exactly.
saying some weird, you know, like weird stuff. You know, like.
Wow.
And he told me another, you know, story that he got kicked out of the gym because he was putting notes on a girl's car and the girl reported it because that was low key kind of creepy. You know what I'm saying?
No, for
And
sure.
but his mind, he's like, I'm just trying to make a friendship or form a romantic thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude,
So
like
now he doesn't even know how to communicate properly.
he doesn't know how to even make. Yeah, dude, and it's like, bro, it's common. It's common,
It is
and I
very
think
common.
it's just
It is
we're
very common.
blind to it.
Yeah, I agree.
We become blind to it in school.
And like I feel like also like the culture at church, like now I'm talking about the church, like somebody for example like that in church, it's like it's in some churches is that we don't have the mindset of like, oh, it's okay to be a Christian and also go to therapy.
Yeah,
Dude,
100%.
no, bro. I'm telling you, it's more than normal to do that. Like,
No, it's a need.
It's a
at
need.
that
I've gone.
point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful for therapy. Like, I'm going to therapy.
Me
Like,
too.
only a few months, but it's because something I knew, something in me was weird, and I needed to talk about it. And I didn't want to talk about it with my mom or my friends, because like, when you realize it or not, and like maybe your friends have the best intention, they probably don't have the best advice for you, or your mom don't have the best advice for you.
Yeah, they've never gone through it.
They never
or-
gone through it.
Yeah.
But when you talk to someone that's a professional and they study for that, you get something better, and you can start working that. Especially like also talking to somebody that don't know you, so they won't be biased.
Yeah.
You get me? Like,
Yeah.
no, this happening to you because of this, like, and you're like genuinely trying to say no. This is how I feel because of this and this and this. You know, somebody that just doesn't know you at all. You know, but it's like a safe place that you can actually come and be like, bro, like I'm really struggling with this. You know?
Yeah, and sometimes like some churches might be like, well, you know, I'm your pastor. You can sit and talk to me.
Right.
No, and it's like
No, I
sometimes
don't- yeah.
you're my pastor. That's it. You're my pastor. I'm not my
And
therapist.
I know exactly. You shouldn't be putting your burdens on your pastor. Like, yeah, they're there to serve you.
Right.
I agree 100%. Like, that is really the meaning of a pastor, is a servant. But there's certain things that you have to go into like a session and like do like a whole 2-month session meeting weekly with somebody, depending on how like bad the problem is or whatever that you're dealing with. You can't do a session with your pastor like, oh, so we're gonna meet every Tuesday at 3 p.m. you know, for a session. Like, you get me? Like, you can't do that.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you can bring like, you can talk to your pastor about like other things, you know,
Yeah.
it's happened to me, whatever, blah blah blah. Maybe a one-time thing that you want to talk to him about, but you can treat your pastor as like your therapist. Like, that's not fair to you or to them either, because they have so many people. Like, they're shepherding so many people. Like, it's not only you.
And I hope your pastor, you know, will have the courage to be like, hey, like maybe you need therapy.
Yeah, maybe you just need to go to therapy.
Yeah,
You know.
it's it's definitely not weird. Definitely not anything like. There needs to be like, and you know what, Hispanic households.
Oof, the worst.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
it's
sorry,
such a
but
bad
the freaking
stigma.
worst.
Like
It
they
is.
think you're crazy if you're
They
going to
think you're
therapy.
crazy. Yeah, like, what happened? Why are you going to therapy?
Why are you going to
You're
therapy?
crazy? Are you having suicidal thoughts? And
Yeah,
I'm
are
like,
you okay?
No, I just want to talk to someone. Like, that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. My mom,
She freaked out.
she freaked
Oh
out.
man.
Yeah. she
But I'm
was
so
like-
happy you did it anyway. That's
Yeah,
good.
no, I'm like, Mom, I'm sorry. There's certain things I don't want to talk to you about.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
perfectly normal.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. I hope that whoever's listening, you know, takes the proper steps to do whatever you can to break free from these chains that are in your mind.
Yeah.
You get me? Because you are not your trauma.
You are not your trauma.
You know, you're not the lies that are in your head of
Yeah.
being like, I'm not confident enough, or
Right,
I'm struggling through
right.
homosexuality, or
Yeah,
I'm struggling
yeah,
through thief, robbery, whatever the case may be. Like, you are
yes.
not a robbery.
Yeah.
You know, So yeah, I hope that you guys get encouraged
Mm-hmm.
to seek the help that you deserve for not only the sake for yourself,
Yes.
but for the people around you, for your
Yes.
family, for
Yes.
the family that you want to build hopefully one day, or even if you don't want to build a family. Say,
Yeah.
Monica, I don't even want kids or a wife, or I don't want a husband. So
Right, yeah.
this doesn't apply to me. No,
Yeah.
like then do it for your own self
Yeah.
because you deserve that much, you know.
Yeah.
And God loves you, and God wants you to have a really good life.
Yes. He really
God doesn't want you to
does.
suffer, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't want you to go to this life for like suffering or like
Yeah.
dragging, you know? He
Yeah.
doesn't want that for you. He wants you to he died so you can have an abundant life.
Yeah.
And you know, make sure that you know that obviously with the Lord leading you and like making sure everything that you do, and even if you go to therapy, you go to a Christian therapy. It's so important that you go to a Christian therapist instead of like someone regular. Because like that's my thing. I was like, if you're not Christian, I'm sorry, I cannot talk to you. Be like, why? I'm gonna understand. I'm gonna give you
It's a whole
Because,
different,
like,
it's a whole different world.
yeah, it's gonna be like if I tell you about the Holy Spirit told me, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You're gonna think I'm crazy.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna call me freaking.
What are you talking?
Yeah.
You're a medium.
Yeah,
Like, you're a psychic. Like, that's not even me.
Exactly. What's not even me?
Yeah.
So I need somebody that I can tell them anointed Holy Spirit and talk like
Christianese.
Christianese, and they will perfectly understand me.
Yeah.
I need somebody like that because
Yeah.
I'm not able to open up to you.
Mm-hmm. And if you're not a believer, it's okay. You don't have to get a Christian therapist.
Right,
Like,
yeah. No, I'm
this is-
saying for
this-
Christian people.
yeah,
But if
this
you're
is-
not Christian, just get a therapist, please.
Yeah. Get the help that you need. But yeah, I totally get you for sure.
Yeah.
I think that having a Christian therapist is important if you believe in Jesus and
Yeah.
you're walking with Him.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have a different perspective. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
If they're not, you know.
Definitely.
So,
yeah. That's really important.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm really happy that we touched on this topic because this actually happened today.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I prayed for him right then and there,
Mhm.
and spoke life over him, and then keep on with my life. But
Yeah.
it's just crazy how, first of all, this happened to me already like twice. Like
That's crazy.
it's just so crazy. Like, what is God trying to tell me? Like, am I trying to do like a mental health podcast? Like below, comment below if you think I should do a mental health podcast.
Yeah,
Like, what
because
the-
there's so many instances.
yeah. So, yeah, but whatever. Just trying to do whatever God tells me to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, mental health definitely is important. Like more than your physical health, bro.
Yes.
Like I'm
Way more.
glad you do your clock-ins at the gym.
Yes.
But where are you doing your clock-ins spiritually?
Oof.
Are you clocking in on the phone on IG at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, like let's. I mean, just
Yeah,
kidding.
let's-
I do it sometimes. You know?
No, we all do
We,
it.
we
but
all wake up
like,
and
that
check
habit,
Instagram.
you
The
know,
habit,
like,
you know.
where are you clocking in at 9 a.m.? Or like, not even 9 a.m. when you wake up.
Right.
Are you like clocking in your Bible or like, you know, like whatever and if you're not a Christian, whatever, like helping your mind or your mind in general, like whatever that you do, whether it's journalizing or I don't know, whatever you do, like making sure you are taking care of your mental health. And then you can clock in everywhere else, like the gym,
Right,
or whatever,
exactly.
you know, like
But I do believe that your soul is more priority than the physical. Not that your physical should be dismissed.
Right.
I'm not saying that, but
it's
your
a balance.
soul.
It's
yes,
a balance
yes.
of everything. Yeah.
But I'm saying in today's world, though, it could like your physical is here.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Like, physical-
believer or non-believer, your physical
Yeah.
could be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
so yeah, that's Holy Spirit has been definitely convicting me of that. Of being like, hey, like I am glad you're super prioritizing your health,
Right.
but you just gotta prioritize your spirit too. Okay.
No lo dejes atrás, mami.
No, yeah, like you went to
have
the gym today, but you didn't went to work.
Yeah, but
What's up with
read
that?
the Bible.
Right. So.
Oh, that's so true.
So yeah, so being a Christian is definitely not boring, guys.
No, definitely not. And talking
It's
about
so
that,
worth it.
like I'm starting a ministry, guys. If
Ooh,
you've never heard of it,
hey.
it's actually called Jesus Isn't Boring.
Nice.
So that is exactly what we're gonna do. Like talk about Jesus in a non-boring way. Like try to do these gatherings and like let's just encourage the young adults and like the youngsters. Just love Jesus wholeheartedly and know that He's not restrictive.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like attaining you from anything. He's not telling you to do this and that and that. Like he's not telling you to do that. It's just the love that you have for him. It comes naturally.
It comes naturally.
It comes naturally.
That's so key, right?
He doesn't have to force it on you. Like, you have to do this, or you're not a Christian, or I'm gonna, you know, I'm going to say I never knew you. Depart from me. Like, I mean, like, he's not saying that.
Yeah.
You have so much love for him, and you know his holiness, and you know his tender and goodness, that you're like, I don't even want to do this.
Yes.
So like, if I'm gonna hurt you, I'm gonna hurt your heart, God, I don't want to do it. Like, it's like your spouse. Like, when you go, like, if you love your spouse, you go share him. Or like, for the respect and love that I have from his spouse, I would never do that. It's the same thing.
Even though you're tempted to,
right? You can be tempted to. You can, you know, even.
And
like,
that's normal. Having those thoughts or attraction or whatever it may be. Yeah. You know, or even temptation to get drunk, or temptation to wine out,
miss the mark, and whatever. And whatever your testimony is. For example, for me, getting drunk doesn't attract me. I'm never like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna get drunk. Even if I drink, and guys, I do drink. Like, I don't want to say I drink like, I can have one drink, and I love wine. I'm a wine person. I love having a wine.
Yes.
And just drink one glass.
Right.
And moderation. I don't get drunk, but I enjoy it.
Right.
You know, like, oh my goodness, yes, let's have a talk with some wine. Like, you know,
cheese.
He never said no to that. Jesus didn't say no to that. Like, you know.
Jesus celebrated drunk. When he was in the wedding. What did he say? He made more wine.
Like, yes. I'm super down to do that, but some people that might be a trigger. Some people that have a testimony where like getting drunk and like, you know, that's just a trigger for you, then don't drink.
Correct. And some and check this out. Some might not even be triggered, but they don't do it.
Right.
Because, and I can so see it, but because to not have their brother and sister stumble. Because their brother and sister, and believer or not believer, could be in that world, right? Of drunkenness, of that's another world for them, right? So to not like paint the picture of like, hey, alcohol is okay of drunkenness, they decide to, let me not put it in my hand or carry it or whatever, or drink it. So I don't want to make this person be like, you know, she believes in God, she drinks, God lets me do it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like drunkenness wise, right? Because I'm talking about moderation, but I know that some people do that, and I think honestly, check me out. That all goes back to what God has called you to do and place it, because I can understand as a pastoral, you have more of a pressure because you are pastoring people, you are helping them not stumble and whatever. You kind of have more of like,
you're called to a higher
standard. And as Christians, we are called to a higher standard, regardless. But there comes to a point where it's like, okay, if we're going to remove something extreme like that, where it's like no alcohol, or let's say I'm not even going to have Instagram, right? Or for example, mentira, I'm not even, because there's girls who wear bikinis.
Right.
Or regular bikinis.
That's something else.
Why do they wear a whole bodysuit? Because they feel like they're called to something else. They feel more inclined to preach about, hey guys, modest is my thing that I'm called to preach about. So let me not wear the bikini. You know what I'm saying? So again, it goes back to your calling, and and I was reading it, and I'm like, it goes back to where you feel called to preach about it, or feel called to like help it. You know what I mean?
Right. So, I love that about the bikini, because I am like that. Like, sometimes I'm like, should I even wear a bikini at all? Like, I wear it, but like sometimes I don't feel comfortable. Like, and sometimes I just want to wear one piece. Because I feel like in my spirit, I should wear one piece, and period. Like, it's nothing about like.
And then, but also my spirit also like, but you're only young ones, and you're gonna have a saggy body later on. Like,
my mom was so that. Like, my mom is Christian, mind you. My mom is like my first like role model when it comes to Christianity, and sometimes she's like, you have a beautiful body, and you should enjoy your youth. That doesn't mean you have to wear a bikini that's too showy, but just as regular bikini that you know tapa donde tiene que tapar, you know, and like it doesn't show nothing, and it looks fine, it looks cute, then go for it, because at the end of the day, we're only 23, 24, and the 21s in a lifetime, and then we're gonna go back and be like, why didn't I wear that bikini?
Right. And there's cute also one pieces too, you know what I mean? Like, but there's also like cute bikinis that are not provocative.
They're not provocative.
You get me? And that's the whole point. That's where we gotta get back to. Let's go back to checkpoints. Provocative.
Because some people like to go just to the very extreme.
Exactly.
And that's what I don't agree with. Like, I do not, and I really dislike people that want to put that into myself. Like, oh, why are you doing this? And why are you wearing it like that? I'm like, chill. First of all,
yeah, and it's your walk, by the way.
And
it's
if
your
you
walk
want to do
God,
that,
like,
go ahead and do that. Do you? But
do
me,
you, boo.
I don't feel convicted in that way like you, and I feel like I'm fine, and I'm not showing anything, and I already did my spirit check, and it's fine. Everything is like green. I'm good.
Right.
You know,
as long as as long as like you're going with the word, which is okay, not being provocative, it's just you have a different different conviction, which is also okay.
Which is also okay.
But you can't put your convictions upon
other people.
You know what I mean?
Yes, and some people just love to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But of course, there's like a standard that's for everybody, which is like the 10 Commandments. You know, like that's for everyone. Like you know, don't trip with that. Like we all know that.
Again, exactly. Like the same thing with don't be provocative. That should be the standard.
That should be the standard no matter what.
Now, people will go to the extreme in that, which is that's their conviction. Or some people will fall in line in the middle. Or they just don't care, whatever, they do whatever they want.
But because we've also seen that.
We've also seen that, exactly. So this is fire. Like I'm super happy. I'm super excited that someone, hopefully is hearing this and like
can take
impacted.
We just want really this podcast to bless you. We're just literally throwing topics and just talking about it, like what we think, because I feel like in this world we can be, and that's something that I want to talk about, like just a little bit very briefly. Like some people, they're Christians and they like to be this type of Christian. They're just so like
judgmental.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Judgmental.
Which just pushes people away to Christ.
And they just literally are pushing people away. Like you as a Christian, you need to meet people where they're at.
Yes.
Like
so key. Wow, fire.
You can't be talking, how do you say, the Christianese to somebody that doesn't know anything.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
you need to meet those people where they're at. And if you're not open-minded and you're still being judgmental, you won't be able to do that.
Yeah.
But Jesus met people where
they
were at.
Yeah.
And he was Jesus. So if he can do it being Jesus, holy and sinless, I'm pretty sure you can do it too. Like meet people where they're at, whatever there is. Like you need to pull them out, show them love first of all, grace and hope.
That's it. That's what you have to introduce to someone as a believer.
Yes.
Not the laws. Not the modesty flows.
You're sinful. You're gonna go to hell.
I can't believe you're wearing that.
I can't believe you're wearing that.
No. Maybe you can speak to someone as somebody as already in your same walk. Like, hey, I saw you wear that. Just checking up on you, bro. We're called for a higher standard. Not to somebody who doesn't believe in Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Don't do that because they're gonna be like, get the heck out.
Yeah, like you're just another freaking local.
Like, who are you to tell me what to do and not to do? Like, that's exactly what I'm gonna tell you. Why? And they're not wrong. Because why are you being just so judgmental for? Like you can call them to the standard that you already know in your mind. Like they're not there yet.
Exactly.
So, like,
dude, I had a talk with one of my friends from church, and this stuck me till this day. Mind you, I know we spoke like last week, but it's so crazy. So basically, it's true. I didn't realize this, but like Jesus never had a problem with sinners. He had a problem with the Pharisees. He was constantly bickering. All those religious people, he was going back and forth. He never was like, Fulanita, I can't believe it. You were such a, wearing that skirt today. Oh my God. Nope. He was always bickering with the people that was being religious.
That's very true.
And I was like, I didn't realize that. He never had a problem with the sinner. Now, yes, he told the sinners to stop sinning. But he never had those back and forth communications with sinners.
With the sinners. That's true. That's very true.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and even though you even saying that, what Jesus did, he first performed a miracle to those people that were sinners, and then or something or
he showed like a hope, like hey, God is real.
A love, and then that's how he attracted them, and then we tell him, oh, go sin no more, like hey, don't do this. I already showed you another way, like
first show love.
There is the other side, so don't do this anymore, you know. But with the Pharisee, he was really like, and it's true. because that's what religious does.
Yeah.
It's like a
Just
sickness.
division. It's a
division.
division. Complete division. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what do you have to be like that for?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and it's like, that is the stigma. Like, I feel like this generation is meant to break that narrative of like that religious, and it's just like your heart is what God's gonna look at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know.
100%.
Yeah, that's
He judges you by your heart.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart is all that matters to him.
And then there's a part in the Bible. I'm so bad with like mentioning the verses names, but I know the story. I just don't know
Right, dude.
I gotta get better at that.
No, me too. Like, I can quote like verses like that, but like there's sometimes like I know the story, but I just don't know exactly where it's at. I need to really get better at that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say like he was like, oh, there was somebody that was saying, oh, like I casted demons for you, I healed, but like
Ooh.
Jesus, like, depart from me, I never knew you.
Ooh, that's Paul.
Oh, is it Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Paul when he will cast out demons in the name of Jesus, they will come out. But then when these other people try to do it, they were like, I cast you out in the name of Jesus. The devil, that spirit that was inside that person was like, yeah, I know Jesus and I know Paul, but who are you?
Oh no, I'm talking about that. I know that one. I'm talking about that one's good.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about no, that Jesus was saying that like the people who like to enter the kingdom of God, right?
Mhm.
There's gonna be people that are gonna tell me, but Jesus, I casted out
Oh,
demons.
yes,
I healed the
yes,
sick.
yes,
Please let me
yes,
in. He
yes.
goes depart, and then he goes depart from me.
I
never knew you.
That's right.
So it goes back to like, don't do cast out or heal
Oh, my
people
goodness,
for the
that's
sake of
for
because
the
the
sake
Bible
of-
told you to do it.
Right.
But it goes back to like just showing the love of God.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's how
I
much God
agree.
loves you because
I
He's
agree.
willing to heal you.
I agree.
He wants to set you free.
Yeah, a lot of people just want to go out there for
And
the action
performance,
and
yeah.
the work and performance, but
Yeah.
not really because they really have a love for the people out there, like
Yeah.
the souls.
To show them.
or a love for God, like truly love in their heart. Because a lot of people want to go perform out there, but then they haven't checked their own sin. And what the Bible say, like before you go take out the thingy in the other people's eyes, check your own eye first and make sure that's taken out, so then you can take other people's,
Other people's
things
out. So
Yeah.
fire. I love
So like a lot of people who want to do the performance, the and that's fine. Like yeah, go heal, go preach, go do the outreaches, go do the deliverance and the healing. But I'm just saying, make sure yours is already dealt with first.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people want to go, yes, Jesus, do, and they ain't even healed yet. And I'm not saying we have to be perfect. I know we're all dealing with things. But there are things that you have to be right with God. You have to be right with God before you do those things first.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, are you living in sin? Go check that. I'm like, I can go do nothing first. Like, I have to make sure I'm good, so then I can do that for the people.
And let me tell you, you're never gonna be perfect. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you always, we can fall. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
No,
But
absolutely.
that does not mean that God won't use you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely for sure. Like before you're pointing out your fingers or whatever,
Right,
like
yeah.
or talking to someone, like
Yeah.
definitely check where you're at.
Yeah.
But definitely like man, like God can still use. God can still use anybody.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
He can use anybody. You
At
can't
the
put
end
him
of
in a
the day,
box.
God
you
is
know?
so sovereign, and He's just
Too
He's just.
good. Yeah.
You know, and He will use whatever He wants or whoever He wants for His glory, But yeah, there's so many times that I've been wanting to pray for people, and I can't pray for people. I'm like, why can't I pray for people? Because I'm still dealing with stuff of me. Like, I need to deal with like what's happening with me first, so then I can be. Because bro, the devil accuses you. He accuses you. He's your accuser. The Lord said He's your accuser.
Yeah.
He comes to accuse you literally. So there's many times where like I'm trying to like get in the spirit, and then I was like, you did this and this and this today. And he's like, if I don't repent and do like God forgive me of that, like show me a better way, God, like cleanse me, do that job in me, like and I feel like the Holy Spirit is actually breaking through. I cannot do that, and it's just me. I don't know with other people, but it's just me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's like.
So yeah.
You're never gonna be, perfect. You're always gonna fall short.
Yeah, no, that's true.
No
Knowing that
matter
we're not
what.
perfect, and like giving us grace too, and that like I'm not gonna be perfect, and God doesn't want me to. But it's just like we're called to a higher standard, and I feel like make sure like you're good with God. Because like there are many things that we do and we don't know that we are doing them wrong. But if you're aware that you're doing something wrong and you're still doing it, that's something else. You know. So like I feel like that for me is like the worst thing. Like
and but in that so that's a struggle. Let's say let's say that you're struggling with X and Y, Z, right? Like you can still pray while you're in a struggle.
Oh no,
you know what I'm saying? Like let's say you're struggling with porn or whatever, and then you fall, right? And then your brother comes in the room and goes, "Can you pray for me?" Whatever. Like. Yeah, you better pray for your brother or whatever. Whoever asks you to pray for them, just because you have failed that morning or night, whatever.
Right.
No, like you can still, God can still use you. You know, like the Holy Spirit, especially if you're a believer, like the Holy Spirit still resides in you. You still have the Holy Spirit. That will never depart from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, God can definitely, because we have the Spirit of God in us. So like, we just had our flesh take over in that moment, right? And so, but that doesn't mean the Holy Spirit departed from you. It just meant your flesh won that battle.
Exactly.
So don't put yourself down and be like, I can't. Let me know. Right. Obviously, yes, definitely repent.
Yeah, we have power, and like the Bible says that the God's power is made perfect in our weakness, and that's perfect. Like I feel like. It's like just what you said, like just know that, like, you know how like we feed our flesh and we feed our spirit, like just make sure you're feeding your spirit. Even if you fall in your flesh, make sure you're still feeding your spirit and you're not doing this, like feeding your flesh and then to a point that like, I fall and I'm gonna like keep feeding that flesh and then the spirit diminishes and then like you're not able
it's harder. It's harder to get back up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so true.
So, I think that was my point. Like, make sure that you fall, grace, everything. But make sure you're still feeding your spirit.
You're still feeding your spirit.
Yes,
yeah.
Let's go. I can do that. I missed the mark, but God, I know you love me. I know you have grace on me. I know you really forgive me. And I know I'm perfect. And I know I'm worthy. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So, we'll continue worshiping, we'll continue praying. Yeah,
right,
100%.
Exactly.
Like, God is with you, for sure.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
So is there anything else before like we wrap up that you'd like to say?
My mind's because I'm so hungry. No, but
I know. Like after this, we're really going to
we're gonna munch out right now.
Like
I'm inspired. We love doing that.
Yeah.
No, but I just want to thank you for having me.
Thank you. Like I've never had a conversation so chill with anybody. Like I feel like it's always like structured in a way. Like okay, this is what the topics we're gonna touch on. Like this like. The questions that you want me to answer, like you want me to ask you, like are you comfortable with me going into areas, like I always try to make sure that they're comfortable and I'm comfortable. But with us, it was like let's just talk about whatever pops in our mind, like and like
we'll just flow.
Let's just flow.
And then we're definitely like on the same page on the majority of the things, which is cool. Not only that, but like we're like understanding each other,
Yes.
By the way, guys, like when we talk about fruit of the spirit, again, I just want to go back.
Yes.
We mean kind of like your characteristics of your soul, right? That comes out, which are good things, right? So fruits of the spirit mean like good characteristics of your soul.
Exactly.
I just want to, because I'm trying to track back. I'm trying to like put it for like believers and non-believers, or whatever, people who believe in God, people who don't believe in God. Oh my gosh, I feel like ADHD. I'm like going all over the place. But I want to thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun like doing this. I definitely want to do it again.
Yes. So they want to say something. I ask every one of my guests to do is like drop your social media. Like this is the time to give yourself a shout out. Like go follow you, and then you have. She's a content creator just like me. So you want to go follow Monica. She has fire content for you guys. And like I love her content, so just go make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow her. Make sure like you're on top of her. So drop your YouTube channel, your IG, everything that you got.
Okay, so everything that I got is right now on Instagram, Sunrise Before Mondays, which I know is a little long, but it started as a summer blog, and I just really like sun, and I hated Monday, so I'm like Sunrise Before Monday. Sunrise Before Mondays with a Z, Sunrays, and then Mondays with an S. Instagram, same thing. YouTube, it's my username as well, Sunrise Before Mondays. I talk about the reason why me and Crystal connected so much is because I want to like bring out to light that Christianity is not boring, that you can actually have a regular life and have a bonfire relationship with God.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my whole goal, to portray my video and my channel is that I talk about the gospel, and then I also share a little bit about my personal life with you guys. And yeah, so take a look at it, like and subscribe.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely like drop it in the comment box, like that box of where you can write stuff. So I'm gonna have everything there if you wanna connect with Monica. And that's it, guys. Like, I hope this podcast really blessed you. And like, if you have any questions, I always want to encourage, like, something that God has put in my hand lately. Every time I have a Christian podcast, it's just like, if you don't have a Bible, if you want to start a journey, like, you just like first go to a local church, and second one, if you don't have a Bible, you want a Bible, and you don't have money to have a Bible, literally, I'm gonna also put the Superior Podcast Instagram there. Go there, message me or like the podcast, and be like, Chris, I don't have a Bible, and you send me your address, and I will give you a Bible for free. Like, I'm gonna send it to your house. Like, that's how serious I am for you to like start a relationship with the Lord.
Come on.
It's just not a joke. This is not feeling based. This is not like the emotional hype. This is Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit. Like, this is no joke, guys. Like, we're saying it. Yeah, it's life changing. It's not
just
boring.
like how it changed our life.
It's transformational. It's freedom, and I'm not even joking. So yeah, I love you guys. We love you so much.
Yes.
And I hope to see you in the next episode too. So yeah.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Thank you.
Peace out.